is Trivia for Kids, where it's not just for adults anymore.
It was a dark and stormy podcast. All about
Halloween!
Welcome to episode 43 of the Trivia for Kids podcast.
All about Halloween.
I am your ghost master, Casey.
And I am your other ghost master, whatever that is, Quinn.
Just something I made up. Happy Halloween, Quinn.
Happy Halloween!
Hey. Do you love Halloween?
Yes.
I love Halloween.
It's so fun.
I'm excited to do this episode all about Halloween.
Ooh, yes, I am too.
But I don't like to be scared.
I don't either.
I don't like scary movies. I don't like haunted houses. I don't like haunted hay rides. I don't like scary pumpkin patches. Just give me like the old Halloween good charm, smiley witches, and,
Yeah.
fake ghosts.
Time to tell some jokes. And notice how I said jokes and I didn't say joke. We are doing plural this week.
For whatever reason, we have these Halloween joke books. We have 2 of them. 101 ghost jokes.
And 101 spooky Halloween jokes.
And I never knew why we kept these joke books because they're so particular to this one holiday. But now I have a use for them.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Quinn, I have a joke. Ready? Knock,
Yeah.
knock.
Who's there?
Sarah.
Sarah who?
Sarah, ghost in the house?
Ha 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 ha! Now my turn. Knock knock.
Who's there?
Wayne.
Wayne who?
Wayne, can I eat my Halloween candy?
Tomorrow.
Can I have another one?
Yeah, sure.
What did the black cat do when its tail's cut off?
Screech?
Went to the retail store.
That's a good one.
Okay, one more from me. We've probably already told this one, but what's a skeleton's favorite musical instrument?
I don't know.
The trombone.
Oh, good one. Last one from me too. What rides do little spirits like best at the amusement park?
The Ferris wheel.
Roller coaster.
Ha ha ha!
Let's get this Halloween trivia on the road, shall we?
Yes, we certainly shall.
Don't be scared now. It is all in good fun, children. Here comes the trivia.
Here's how the show works. Trivia for Kids consists of 5 rounds with 7 questions each. We will announce the answers at the end of each round. Each new round will have a different category. After the 5th round, we will have the final exam, which will test you on the toughest questions we have covered in the previous rounds. Everyone ready? Let's get started.
Round number 1. The category is Halloween. Thank you to listener Nella for this category idea. Thanks, Nella. Question 1. The first jack-o'-lanterns were made out of what? Question 2. Which state in the United States produces the most pumpkins? Question 3. What might you bob for on Halloween? Question 4. What product is banned in Hollywood on Halloween? Question 5. What was the first city in the United States to plan an official Halloween celebration? Question 6. Transylvania is a region located in which country? Question 7. What is Dr. Frankenstein's first name?
And now the answers to round 1. Question 1. The first jack-o'-lanterns were made out of what?
Turnips. They were made out of hollowed out turnips, and a piece of coal was inserted into the hollowed out turnip like a candle.
Why a piece of coal? Oh, was the piece of coal like on fire?
Yeah.
Oh.
And I think we had this question back when I did like a vegetable category, but I had to redo it. It's a very Halloween-y question.
Mm-hmm. Question 2. What state in the USA produces the most pumpkins?
Illinois. It produces over 40% of the nation's pumpkins.
Question 3. What might you bob for on Halloween?
Apples. Bobbing for apples is a traditional Halloween game in which a tub or large basin is filled with apples and water. Because apples are less dense than water, they will float on the surface. Players can then try to catch one with their teeth.
It's hard.
In all of my years of life, I have never bobbed for apples.
No,
And I've always wanted to.
but at my friend's birthday party one year, they tied a string and then they put a donut on the end. And trying to eat that donut off of the thing is like, and it keeps spinning while you're trying to do it. You're like, oh.
So bobbing for apples is probably
Yeah,
similar.
you probably stick your head in there and then you're like something bumps it and then it moves out of the way.
Oh, it seems so much fun.
It does.
Gotta do that one of these days.
Uh-huh. Question 4. What product is banned in Hollywood on Halloween?
Silly string. Silly string fans should stay far away from Hollywood on Halloween. An ordinance banning the toy, first introduced in 2004 after complaints from Hollywood Boulevard property owners, is only enforced on October 31st. If you're caught with sticky hands, you have to pay a fine of $1,000.
What?
Yep.
And this is because
I don't know, because they make a big mess on old Hollywood Boulevard, where all the famous things are.
Question 5. What was the first city in the U.S. to plan an official Halloween celebration?
Anoka, Minnesota. Anoka, Minnesota is believed to be the first city in the United States to put on a Halloween celebration to divert its youngsters from Halloween pranks. When Anokans awoke to find their cows roaming Main Street, their windows soaped, and their outhouses tipped over, they decided something had to be done. In 1920, a Halloween parade was scheduled, and afterward, hundreds of bags of popcorn, candy, peanuts, and other treats were given away to the children who marched in the parade. By the 1930s, it was estimated that 20,000 spectators lined the streets to watch this annual event. There's one part of that little snippet I want to talk about. Tipped over outhouses. Let's just think about what that means for a second.
But why did they do that? Just for is it like an April Fool's? Is Halloween like an April Fool's?
Just to,
back then?
like trick or treat, sort of like playing a prank or being a trickster.
Oh.
But do you know, like back then, you know what an outhouse was?
It was a poop house.
Yes, and so they tipped them over.
I right when you said that, I had an image in my head of all the poop and pee just spilling out. It was disgusting.
So no wonder why they wanted to divert children's attention from such horrible things, huh?
Was Halloween like a prankster thing?
It still is. Yeah, that's why it's trick or treat.
Okay. Question 6. Transylvania is a region in which country?
Romania. Transylvania is a historical region located in what is today the central part of Romania. In the English-speaking world, it is commonly associated with vampires due to the influence of Bram Stoker's novel Dracula.
Okay.
Have you heard of Transylvania?
Mm-hmm.
And that not Dracula's either. Vampires are from Transylvania. Hence Hotel Transylvania, I suppose.
I guess.
And Drac and Mavis.
Question 7. What is Dr. Frankenstein's first name?
Victor. Victor Frankenstein is the title character of Mary Shelley's 1818 novel, Frankenstein. He is the scientist who, after studying chemical processes and the decay of living beings, gains an insight into the creation of life and gives life to his own creature, often referred to as Frankenstein's monster or simply Frankenstein. So really,
Whoa.
the Frankenstein we think of, the green guy with the bolts coming out of his neck and stuff, we think of him as Frankenstein, right?
Mhm.
Really? He's
Frankenstein was the creator.
Yeah, Frankenstein was the guy
There's
who created him.
Frankenstein's monster and there's Frankenstein.
So really, Frankenstein is the doctor and
Mhm.
Frankenstein's monster is the green guy. Round 2. The category is The Nightmare Before Christmas. Shout out to listener Sophie for this idea. Thank you, Sophie. Question 1. What kind of king is Jack? Question 2. Which character does Jack set out to kidnap? Question 3. Which part of his body does Jack take out to play with his dog? Question 4. What was the name of the doctor who made Sally? Question 5. What are the 3 horrible trick-or-treaters named? Question 6. Which holiday icon did the trick-or-treaters bring back to Halloween Town first? Question 7. What is Jack's dog named?
Round 2 answers. Question 1. What type of king is Jack?
The Pumpkin King. We know that Jack is the Pumpkin King as he sings it in most of his songs. He sings, "I, Jack the Pumpkin King," in the first song of the movie.
Yeah, it's like, this is Halloween.
This is Halloween, Halloween, Halloween. I don't know. That movie is right on the verge of too creepy for me to watch. Like,
Really?
I am a wimp.
Ren does not like Jack. She thinks he's very frightening. But then again, she doesn't really like the movies. We have neighbors that put up like these decorations. It's not even a decoration. It's a projection of like a person screaming. And I do not trick or treat there.
No.
But Ren does. Yet here I am watching scary movies while she is sitting there having nightmares about him. And I'm like, wow, Ren.
You guys are both scaredy cats, but of different
Oh my word.
varieties.
I'm not that much of a scaredy cat, am I?
No. Yes.
Oh wow. Question 2. Which character does Jack set out to kidnap?
Santa Claus. Jack wants to kidnap Sandy Claus so that he can take Santa's place and spread joy throughout the world. Things don't go as planned.
No. Question 3. What part of his body does Jack take out to play with his dog?
One of his ribs. He takes off his rib to play fetch with his dog. His jaw later falls off after the sleigh crashes into the ground and his dog brings it back to him.
Fetch. Question 4. What was the name of the doctor who made Sally?
Dr. Finkelstein. He made Sally out of bone and cloth, just so he would have some company. She later poisons him with nightshade, which causes the doctor to fall asleep. Sally falls apart, literally, and constantly has to reattach her limbs.
She's pretty.
She is pretty. Pretty.
Question 5. What are the 3 horrible trick-or-treaters named?
Lock, stock, and barrel.
Lock, stock, and barrel. It's like a few names that rhyme, and then it's one that stands out.
That's true.
Question 6. Which holiday icon did the trick-or-treaters bring back to Halloween Town first?
The Easter Bunny.
Well, I think they're like kidnapping icons.
Well, they go to all the different, like, every town is a different holiday. So there's like Easter Town and Christmas Town and...
Yeah, so they go to Easter Town first and kidnap the Easter Bunny. Trying to look for the Sandy Claus.
Oh.
Question 7. What is Jack's dog named?
Zero. My grandma and grandpa had a dog named Zero when I was a
Really?
kid. Yeah. He got hit by a car.
Well, this dog is a ghost, so...
What
Maybe
if-
it's Zero!
What if the dog in the movie A
Was
Nightmare
he-
Before Christmas is my grandma and grandpa's dog Zero? Come back to life, Quinn.
Oh my word.
Oh my, Katrina, if you're listening, think about this. You were there when Zero died. Oh shoot. So I was reading about this movie, and it took them so like 3 years to make this movie, and they had to make tons of different characters and make them with different shapes and different faces and different movements, and this took them forever to make this movie.
Mm-hmm.
Super interesting.
Yeah.
I couldn't imagine having to spend that much time on like one single thing to make Jack like move his body 1, 2, 3, like that would be crazy.
It would.
Round number 3, the category is Hocus Pocus. Thank you to listener Callan for this idea. Thanks, Callan. Question 1. What animal does Thackeray Binks become? Question 2. In which town was the movie Hocus Pocus set? Question 3. What nickname do the bullies call Max? Question 4. What phase of the moon does there need to be for the Sanderson sisters to come back from the dead? Question 5. What can be used to protect oneself from the witches? Question 6. What are the 3 Sanderson sisters' names? Question 7. What color is the potion Max drinks in the graveyard?
And now the answers to round 3. Question 1. What animal does Thackeray Binks become?
A black cat. Thackeray was turned into a black cat by the Sanderson sisters. After attacking them and ruining their potion, they cursed him to live forever with the guilt of not being able to save his sister from them. He is, for all intents and purposes, immoral. No, immortal. Very different meanings.
What does immoral mean?
Like immoral means like you don't have any, you don't have very good values, or you do things that you're not supposed to, and
Yes.
Immortal- immortal-
You are immoral, Thackeray Binks.
immortal means you live forever.
Yes. They're definitely different meanings then. Question 2. In what town was the movie set?
Salem. The movie was set in Salem, Massachusetts. Salem is an appropriate setting for the movie because this is where the Salem witch trials originally took place in 1692. During these trials, many people were accused of being witches, and 150 were thrown in prison. So back in the 1600s, people didn't really understand science or medicine or, things that happen. And so they would just blame it on witchcraft. And unfortunately, some people, I think some people were maybe doing witchcraft, but when something would happen that was unexplained, they would just blame a person of being a witch and then accuse them of things when it was really just like scientifically explained by a, natural cause or something. So yeah, the Salem witch trials are a crazy, crazy story.
Question 3. What nickname do the bullies call Max?
Hollywood. Jay and Ice are the ones who give Max the nickname Hollywood after they take his shoes. The reason for this nickname is because he is from Los Angeles. I think that's funny that they take his shoes.
Wait, why is that again?
Remember, like they catch him or they like run into him and they have an exchange that doesn't go very well. And then they're like, "Ooh, we like your new shoes. Why don't you give them to us?" And then they take his shoes.
And my mom would know nothing about this category if it wasn't for her watching this movie 2 days ago.
I've heard, I am a total agreement. A lot of people have seen this movie. I, for some reason, never watched it as a kid, so I just watched it for the first time a couple days ago. It was a great movie. I loved it.
I thought you didn't like spooky stuff.
No, this one was
not really spooky.
Right. It was a little too unbelievable to be scary.
Question 4. What phase of the moon do there need to be for the Sanderson sisters to come back from the dead?
A full moon. Before they were hung in 1693, it was stated that on a full moon they would come back to suck the lives of all the children of Salem. That sounds scary. It really isn't that scary.
Yeah, they're just funny looking people dressed up in weird costumes. Anyway. Question 5. What can be used to protect oneself from the witches?
A ring of salt.
I do have a weird claim to make. So they put Danny. Oh my word. They put Danny in this open grave that's just like a hole in the ground, and they cover it with a ring of salt. And for some reason, Danny goes and just walks out of it completely unsafe. I don't know why.
Danny was too busy trying to save Billy, trying to get his head back on. And she forgot that she needed to stay in the hole covered by the salt to stay away from the witches. Danny, you got to keep your focus, girl.
Question 6. What are the 3 Sanderson sisters' names?
Winifred, Mary, and Sarah.
Which one's your favorite?
Oh, man. I love them all. Probably Sarah. Do you know Sarah's real name is Sarah?
Sarah, yeah.
Who's your favorite?
Oh man, I love Sarah. I love Winifred. I love Mary. The prettiest, no offense, Sarah. Yeah. I think Mary's my favorite, or Winifred. Oh my word.
I like how Mary flies on a vacuum.
And I like how her lip is kind of like
crooked all the time. We'll have to watch Hocus Pocus too.
Yeah. Question 7. What color is the potion Max drinks in the graveyard?
Green.
And it's like a beaker thing. Yep. And it has steam kind of stuff coming out of it.
It does. And he drinks it so that
Danny will be saved.
Yes.
And that they'll take him instead of Danny.
And Winifred tries to suck the life out of Max, but then the sun comes up.
And they all turn into stone. Well,
spoiler.
No, one of them turn into stone. The other 2 explode. And then she explodes.
Yes. And then the town of Salem is saved from the Sanderson 3.
Yeah.
Until Hocus Pocus 2, which we haven't watched yet, so.
To be continued.
TBC. Round number 4, the category is candy. Question 1. What was candy corn originally called? Question 2. What is the most popular Halloween candy in the United States? Question 3. Which 2 candy bars were the first ever to be created in fun size? Question 4. How many colors of M&Ms are there in a normal bag? Question 5. How is the mystery flavor of Dum Dum lollipops made? Question 6. What candy was given to U.S. troops during World War II for some quick energy? Question 7. What popular candy bar has over 350 different flavors in Japan?
Round 4 answers. Question 1. What was candy corn originally called?
Chicken feed. Makes sense. Chickens eat corn.
Yeah.
And humans eat chickens, so I don't know.
Humans eat chickens and which eat corn. Okay. That's like a cycle right there. Question 2. What is the most popular Halloween candy in America?
So I'm going to give you the top 3, which can sometimes flip around depending on who you ask. So the top 3 candies are Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, Skittles, and M&Ms. So if you said any of those 3, you can give yourself credit.
I believe M&Ms. I do not see many Reese's Peanut Butter Cups being handed out at Halloween.
People, not necessarily us, love Reese's Peanut Butter Cups.
I am not a peanut butter fan. Or a chocolate fan.
None of our kids like peanut butter, which is so bizarre. But people in general love Reese's Peanut Butter Cup. We usually give them away. Like when you guys come back with Reese's Peanut Butter Cups, you bring them to your teachers because she's not a fan.
Yeah. Question 3. Which 2 candy bars were the first ever to be created in fun size?
Milky Way and Snickers.
Do you like either of those?
They're not at the top of my candy list. Milky Ways are your dad's favorite, but
if they don't have peanut butter in them, I like them. I know that Snickers do though, so I don't really like Snickers.
Well, I don't think Snickers has peanut butter, but they have peanuts.
Oh. I don't like peanuts either. Question 4. How many colors of M&Ms are there in a normal bag?
6. They are red, orange, yellow, green, blue, and brown.
Is it brown or is it like purple?
Nope, it's brown.
Oh, I'm thinking of the Skittle. Oh man, I'm losing it. Question 5. How is the mystery flavor of Dum Dum's lollipops made?
It's an overlap of 2 batches of candy. This blew my mind. Okay, I thought that the mystery, you get the Dum Dum that has the wrapper with the question marks on it. I thought it was just like you didn't know what flavor you were going to get. So you opened the mystery and it was orange or it was purple. But that's not the case. Here's the deal. Rather than shutting down production to clean out the machine between batches, the company keeps the lollipops that combine a little of flavor A and a little of flavor B, and then gives them a wrapper covered in question marks, marketing them as mystery flavor.
What?
I know. So really, the mystery flavor is not a flavor at all. Like sometimes I feel like it tastes more like, oh, this tastes like strawberry.
Oh, this tastes like cherry.
Right.
But that's not the case. It's
like
a mix of
little
2.
bit of a mix of strawberry, and it could be like a little more strawberry than the other one, which is why it tastes like strawberry. But it's its own flavor, Quinn.
No,
Blew my mind.
No, it's not its own flavor. Each of them have like their own new flavor.
Right, that's what I mean. That blew my mind. I've
crazy.
Totally changed my life.
Question 6. What candy was given to U.S. troops during World War II for some quick energy?
Tootsie Rolls. In 1950, the United States and United Nations troops in Korea put out a call for Tootsie Rolls, a code name for mortar shells, which are kind of like bullets. When they opened the airdropped box, they discovered that they actually got sent Tootsie Roll candies. Luckily, they turned out to be pretty useful. Because of its consistency, they used it to patch up holes in vehicles and equipment, and it was one of the few foods soldiers could easily eat in cold temperatures. So isn't that interesting that they were like, we need some Tootsie Rolls, which were like mortar shells or basically like bullets that you put into, war.
But supposedly, Tootsie Rolls
And
were
imagine their disappointment when they opened it up and they were like, what? You sent us candy? We need bullets, people.
It's like, now we're going to have to wait another few weeks for some
Actual
Tootsie Rolls.
Right.
Question 7. What popular candy bar has over 350 different flavors in Japan?
Kit Kat. While some flavors seem relatively normal, like coconut, cheesecake, and strawberry, some are more eccentric, like wasabi, purple sweet potato, butter, and chili.
Butter sounds kind of good.
What?
Chili? Oh.
Butter sounds kind of good. I thought.
Wasabi.
Oh,
Oh.
I do.
Purple sweet potato. Oh.
I think wasabi would be kind of good.
Really?
Yeah. But purple sweet potatoes, we've had them and they are quite sweet. So I bet those aren't so bad either. But 350 different flavors.
That sounds gross.
That's how do you come up with that many different ones? After a while,
name
you'd
all
be
the
like
fruits, banana, strawberry.
strawberry, banana, strawberry, banana,
Strawberry.
strawberry, chocolate, banana, banoclet.
Banocallery. That's a mix of the three: chocolate, banana, and strawberry. Banocallery.
Round 5. The category is more Halloween. Question 1. A vampire is said to be able to turn into which animal? Question 2. Where did real mummies originate? Question 3. If Halloween is the day with the third highest amount of parties held in the United States, what 2 other days hold the top 2 spots? Question 4. In the movie It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, when they are trick-or-treating, what item does Charlie Brown continually get? Question 5. Which story originated the Headless Horseman? Question 6. What animals are considered to be bad luck if one crosses your path? Question 7. In what country did Halloween originate?
And now the answers to round 5. Question 1. A vampire is said to be able to turn into what animal?
A bat.
Bats make the weirdest noises.
Bats are terrifying.
Yeah, my mom.
We've talked about when we had the bat category. I told you my hatred of bats still present in my body.
Question 2. Where did real mummies originate?
Ancient Egypt.
I think it was like they like people died and then they wrapped their bodies up to like preserve them. And
To
they wrapped it
mummify
up
them.
in like this
Cloth.
Yeah,
Strips
cloth,
of cloth
yeah.
and good smelling oils and herbs, and then the people would become mummified. Hence the name mummies.
Question 3. If Halloween is the day with the third highest amount of parties held in the USA, what 2 other days hold the top 2 spots?
New Year's Eve and Super Bowl Sunday.
How come that has big parties?
That's just, I don't know. Those are just the party days in America. New Year's Eve and the Super Bowl. And Halloween is third.
Question 4. In the movie It's the Great Pumpkin, Charlie Brown, when they are trick-or-treating, what item does Charlie Brown continually get?
A rock. He is dressed as a ghost with a sheet with way too many holes in it. He explains his costume by saying that he had a little trouble with the scissors. This always breaks my heart because Charlie Brown is just trying to fit in and be a normal kid. And he goes around trick-or-treating with people who are supposed to be his friends. And whoever these adults are that are handing out candy, his friends, everybody's like, trick or treat. And his friends are like, ooh, I got a candy bar. Ooh, I got some gum. Ooh, I got a nickel. And then it's Charlie Brown's turn and he's like, I got a rock. Terrible. Terrible,
That's so
terrible.
sad.
It just breaks my heart for poor old Charlie Brown over and over again.
Mm-hmm.
I do love that movie.
Question 5. Which story originated the Headless Horseman?
The Legend of Sleepy Hollow. Ichabod Crane is a school teacher who lives in Sleepy Hollow. He believes the ghost stories and tales of witchcraft, which he has heard and read. He is particularly impressed by the tale of the Headless Horseman said to haunt the area. Late one night, as Ichabod Crane rides home from a party, he is suddenly frightened by a ghost-like headless horseman. The ghost pursues him and hurls at him a round object that he takes to be a head, but it's later revealed to be a pumpkin. The schoolmaster is never seen again in Sleepy Hollow. Whoa.
He died or did he run away?
Probably just ran away. He was probably like, I'm never coming back to this place where there is a headless horseman. Even though it was probably just his own imagination.
Probably. Question 6. What animal is considered bad luck if one crosses your path?
Black cats.
Womp womp.
Poor black cats. They get a bad rap.
I like Bombay cats. They're black.
I like black cats.
They're all black. Question 7. In what country did Halloween originate?
Ireland. The festival of Halloween actually originated in Ireland as a pagan festival called Samhain, with traditions stretching back thousands of years. Traditionally celebrated from the 31st of October to the 1st of November, the festival of Samhain is meant to celebrate the end of the annual harvest season and the coming of winter. Samhain marks the time of year when livestock were brought in from their summer grazing grounds. Celebrated with great feasts, the ancient Celtic people also traditionally lit enormous bonfires to keep away the spirits of the dead thought to awaken during Samhain.
Whoa.
Interesting.
Mm-hmm.
Good little origin story there for you. And now it's time for the final exam. Now remember, you've heard these questions in the previous rounds, but these were the hardest ones we've had. So use your memory and try to think back to what the answers are. Question 1. Which state in the United States produces the most pumpkins?
Illinois.
Question 2. In The Nightmare Before Christmas, what is the name of the doctor who made Sally?
Dr. Finkelstein.
Question 3. What nickname do the bullies call Max in Hocus Pocus?
Hollywood.
Question 4. What was the first city in the United States to plan an official Halloween celebration?
Anoka, Minnesota.
Question 5. What 2 candy bars were the first ever to be created in fun size?
Milky Ways and Snickers.
Question 6. Where did real mummies originate?
Ancient Egypt.
Question 7. What popular candy bar has over 350 different flavors in Japan?
Kit Kat.
So, Quinn, we didn't even tell them what you're going to be for Halloween.
Scarecrow. Probably.
You're having a hard time deciding.
Yeah, this year is just different.
How come?
I just can't find one that satisfies me.
I feel like you and I are the same way. We like Halloween so much that we put a lot of pressure on ourselves to come up with this brilliant costume idea.
Yes.
And then we stress ourselves out because, yeah, we should just pick something that we want to be.
Yeah, we only get to be 11-year-old and have our 11-year-old Halloween once.
One time, yeah.
I'll only probably have Halloween like 90 times.
90 more times? You're going
No,
to live to be 100?
90 times.
Right.
And I've already lived 11, so over 10% out of 100.
Are already done? Oh, man. That's a sad thing to think about.
Yeah. Well, I would say yours, but I don't feel like it. So.
So I think you and I need to just think of something that would be really fun to do or fun to dress up as and just go with it. And
Yeah.
quit putting so much pressure on ourselves.
Yes, let's do this, Queen Bee.
Hey, happy Halloween, everybody.
Happy Halloween.
Have a safe, fun, incredible Halloween season.
Don't get frightened by the props, guys. They're all fake, okay?
Yep. Just enjoy it and just know that none of it's real. Happy Halloween
Love you guys.
from all of us at Trivia for Kids.
Be safe out there.
Please follow us on Instagram and Facebook at Trivia for Kids Podcast. And if you have a question idea or even an entire category, please email us at triviaforkidspodcast@gmail.com.